Download the BCSN Plus app today. Visit bcsnnation.com for details.
Mud Hens back at home this week for an extended homestand as we welcome in Matt Melzak. And Matt, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate it, Mark. Yeah, what a way to start the second half of the regular season at home, 9 straight games. Let's go.
Yeah, when we talked last week, we were talking about a slumping Hens team, and I believe you said something to the effect of they're going to have a game where everybody scores runs and things are going to be just fine. You correctly predicted that.
Yeah, I think I predicted that very well over the course. It started Tuesday when they scored 9 runs. They had another game with 9 runs on Saturday, and they scored 18 in there as well on Friday. So, as bad as they hit the baseball the week before, it's how good they hit it this past week in St. Paul. And, sometimes, hey, the weather really warmed up there. The ball can really carry at that ballpark, so we've seen some big scores over the years there. And it's not a great pitcher's park. It's more for hitting, so... it was no surprise we had a lot of big crooked numbers that went on the board for both teams. We had a lot of 3-hour-plus games there because of the fact there were so many runs scored. But it was good to see that Mud Hens offense come alive.
St. Paul, a very green city, but that's not the reason why you were on Cycle Watch a couple of times last week.
Yeah, no question about it. That's because we had some guys that did the job, didn't they? I mean, they were close. Akil Baddoo looked like he was going to get there. Brewer Hicklin looked like he was going to get there. I mean, we had a lot of guys that were on the watch all week long, and it's because of that, the fact that they were producing in a big-time fashion. I mean, they were getting on base a ton. I mean, they were averaging 7 walks a game during the week. So you start doing that, plus you're hitting the baseball, that's how you get those big numbers.
You mentioned Akil Baddoo. Of course, he's been up and down between Toledo and Detroit. Detroit recently DFA'd him. He had the option. He could have gone someplace else. He decided to come back to Toledo and does not pout and shows what he can do.
No, and he's an elite talent. We know that. And there's a lot of talent there that tells you that, maybe at some point down the road we'll see him up at the big leagues, maybe with a different team. Hey, maybe it might be with Detroit. You never know. They do that kind of stuff all the time. Somebody gets injured, goes off the 40-man roster. Now all of a sudden they need an outfielder. Akil Baddoo goes back on the 40-man. We've seen it happen before. It certainly could happen again. It just seems like he's so talented that at some point it's going to stick when he goes to the big league level, you would figure.
And as we mentioned, Mud Hens home this week, beginning of a 9-game homestand. They start with 6 against Charlotte. Some cool stuff going on at the ballpark all week long. We're going to have the Italian Bowl representatives throwing out first pitches this week. We've got a 90s weekend. We've got a Peanuts Day. We got oddball start times. It's a lot to keep you a handle on.
It really is, especially the noon start on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you got that, the senior day in. You got a 4 o'clock Sunday game and a 6 o'clock Tuesday, followed by some 7 o'clocks in there. So yeah, make sure you head to mudhens.com and you can read all about the great promotions as well. Glad you brought up 90s night because it's going to be 90s on all of the days. It certainly feels like it is going to be 90s for sure. And don't forget, we culminate this 9-game homestand with the Rock and Blast theme. I want to mention it this week because of the fact that people think about it probably when they get next week. Yeah. Tickets are going to be very tough for that one. So just plan ahead. You're talking 12, 13,000 probably at the ballpark. So just be prepared ahead of time. Get your tickets.
Yeah, the Tigers organization leading all of organized baseball with winning percentage at all levels of the minor leagues. The major league team's dealing with a lot of rainouts. Hopefully we don't have to deal with that with the Mud Hens and rain delays, as with that heat we could have those pop-up showers.
Yeah, we could, but I think you're going to have a chance to get all the games in this week, Mark. At least, I'm not a weatherman. I'm not that good. Maybe we can go to a studio over. We'd figure that out. But I have a feeling we'll have a good chance to get these games in this week against Charlotte.
Yeah, neither one of us are meteorologists, have never played one on TV. Thanks, Matt.
And although I would love to play one on TV, I think it would be a lot of fun to do that one time and just go, here, see this? This is the storm.
You hear that, Dan Smith? He's calling you out.
There you go. Dan, I'll be ready to come in and help anytime.